Hello, I got Wandering into the Waves. So this is from Abomination Brewing Company. Where does it even say that? It doesn't even really say it. You can sort of read it there. Abomination, I guess here's their logo. They are a 12% project brewery in Connecticut, where this one brewery makes and distributes a bunch of really good brewery beers. And so I haven't actually had anything in this Waves series, or not Waves, this Wandering Into series. They have this double IPA called Wandering Into the Fog, and they make a million different versions of it, some single hopped. And I just haven't bought them because they're kind of expensive, and I'm usually looking for not double IPAs. Um, this one was only $19, and it's exactly a month old, so it's double dry hopped, and they also use Calamansi fruit, which is kind of like a South Asian grapefruit type thing. So let's go into it. It's 8.6% alcohol. Abomination makes some good stouts. I guess they mainly do big stouts and IPAs. They do a lot of triple IPA fogs, and you can see that's very hazy and very pale. And there you are. I guess it's Wandering Into the Waves because Calamansi makes you think of calamari. I don't really know. They just show a little forest, and then there's some water underneath there. So I guess this is just the regular Wandering Into the Fog with Calamansi added. It doesn't say anything about which hops are in it or anything. I assume Citra and or Mosaic. And the head doesn't look super great. But the beer looks very, very juicy. You cannot see your finger through there, but it's still very pale, bright orange. And it smells good. It's got a little bit of a sweet vanilla creamy thing. And then some very, very juicy sweet citrus. Definitely grapefruit-like aromas. And kind of a sugary, sherbety type thing going on. Hits you with a little bit of dank when you really inhale, a little bit of greenness. But smells overall like clean and like it's gonna be tasty. Not much bitterness at all in that first sip. Wow. And it's sweet, it's creamy, it's kind of like orange Julius, but more like grapefruit Julius, I guess I'd say, but not as nearly as bitter and sharp as grapefruit. And you can definitely notice that there's fruit in it. I mean, maybe you could give this to me and I wouldn't have really noticed it. It's not like adding a lot of acidity. That's what I like. It's not making it into some kind of sour IPA and making it harsher. There's like no throat burn. I only took one sip, but pretty big soft mouthfeel. There's a little bit of a bite to it. It is double dry hopped. Nothing unpleasant though. Just I have this really cold, and I think it's best very cold because it is quite sweet and pretty low in the bitterness. Maybe there'll be a little bit of like an acidic bite thing that'll help to keep it somewhat dry and drinkable. I feel like might be even softer if it didn't have the fruit in it. Yeah, the finish is now like this lip smacking brisk type thing, almost like Sunny D. And I'm not really noticing the booze. Now it's just warming up my throat. I'm like, oh yeah, it's 8.6. Yeah, I can smell it. Once you can get your nose in there, it is alcoholic. I just wish that they would make it a little bit lower ABV, because I love how when beers are like 7 or under, if they're made well, you don't notice the booze really at all. You can't smell it. And people just go crazy for the strong ones, but then there's just like this alcohol taste in there, which is fine, I guess, but I like to not be there. The lower ABV beers seem like they're not beer. They're not. They're just like whatever. That's just me. And I've had some lower ABV beers, hoppy beers that have as much hop complexity as this baby. This is pretty darn good though. And yeah, really low on the bitterness. There's a little bit of a bite, of a hop bite thing. I wonder if some throat burn will build up a little bit. We'll see. But it's staying bright and juicy and fruity, and definitely the Calamansi is almost like cheating in a way to keep that carrying through. And it's maybe there's sort of a key lime thing happening. Just all the sweet, mild citrus fruits thrown together. It's a little bit of a vanilla-y, marshmallowy type thing. Excuse me. And it's carbonated. I'd say it's a good summer double IPA or something. And at a month old, it's in great shape. It's probably mellowed out a little bit. I'm not noticing any old hop flavors or anything. Yeah, it's definitely a 4.25 beer. It's mainly the feel and a little bit of bite there that come in that are kind of taking it down, because the flavors and aromas are great. It just finishing this, especially if it gets warm, would be maybe not totally pleasant. Bye.